Hi everyone, and welcome to your weekly Pick a Card Tarot readings for the week of November 20th. If you're new here, my name is Sydney, I'm the tarot guy next door, and I use my occult knowledge and intuition to help guide you towards life you want. If you have a situation you want me to take a look at, you'll find information on how to get a private reading below. I'll be doing 5-card open readings, and here are the decks that I have for you. We have the Dark Mansion Tarot with Carnelian, the Light Seers Tarot with Green Aventurine, and the Tarot de Marseille with Yellow Calcite. We also have 4 different oracle cards to choose from 4 different decks. So go ahead and pick which tarot deck and which oracle card resonate with you the most. It's totally fine if you're drawn to more than one, and as always, you can pause this video if you need more time. As always with collective readings, take what resonates with you and leave aside what doesn't. If you want to jump straight to your reading, you'll find timestamps right below. And with that, let's go right to the readings. Alright, Group 1, let's see what we have for you for this week. As always, the question isn't going to be, are you in the shot, but is the reading straight? Well, this is nice. 2 upright aces despite a reverse Wheel of Fortune. Jeez. Let's see here. Now, obviously, having a reversed king, let me just make sure. So this is the King of Cups. This is the King of Swords. Yes. And the Queen of Swords is reversed at the bottom of the deck. Wow. A lot of positive and tricky omens intermixed. This should be fun to dissect. Give me a second. All right, I'm going to give the caveat that I'm not going to focus more on dissecting which one of these 3 court cards are people versus which ones are aspects of yourself. You know, there is an argument to be made that the King and Queen of Swords, both reversed here, could both be read either as the same person or as 2 different people. It's very interesting to have the 2 monarchs of the swords, you know, reversed and in prominent positions of the reading. You know, the bottom of the deck is both prominent and also not prominent, you know, being the mortar versus the bricks that are in the reading per se. So yeah, it is definitely interesting to see both of those. And I would say the vibe of this reading overall is, I thought of the Count of Monte Cristo so much while staring at these cards. Not so much the revenge theme per se, but the theme of just you wait. Yeah, having 2 reversed king and queens here with 2 aces. You know, aces are opportunities, but aces are also seeds to be planted that will reap rewards later on. And I feel the King of Cups at the bottom of the cross here, giving a vibe of coming to terms with that. Coming to terms that, again, I don't like leaning on revenge so much, but it is the closest metaphor that comes to mind, and I don't feel like polishing it at this point. So I'm just going to go with that, but I hope that asterisk is clear. The whole revenge is a dish best served cold. There's a certain calm that comes when immediate defeat comes with lessons that are very clear to you right away, and that you almost know what to do. Like it's funny, the top suit of fire and the bottom suit of coins. This is Kabbalah stuff. That was the explanation that I'm going to go into. You either got that or you didn't. But anyway, the defeat or a bad beat or whatever, giving 2 prominent things that are both motivating and practical. There's a certain calm that comes with that, and it makes it easy to digest the fact that, yeah, these lessons will take time to come to fruition, and it makes it easier to hold your tongue in the meantime. That's definitely how I'm reading the Queen of Swords at the bottom of the deck here. Whether she's a different person than these people or all aspects. Honestly, the most straightforward way to read these 3 court cards are as different aspects of you, but I do want to leave the possibility open that these are different people. Yeah, and if they are, I think it should be pretty clear to those to whom that applies. But yeah, where was I going with this? Yeah, the funny thing is, something I say a lot is that, you know, a lot of tarot messages have, you know, a word of encouragement and a warning. And I have the feeling that the word of encouragement and the warning are intermingled so much. You know, the only major arcana card in the whole reading being the reverse Wheel of Fortune here. And despite that, having, you know, two aces and some coming to terms with what these aces, like, they're so good and it's immediately clear that they will be worth the wait, you know, that kind of vibe. So yeah, honestly, I think I'm just going to end the reading there. I think the message is pretty clear at this point. So thank you very much, group one. If you liked your reading, please give this video a like. And as always, you can use the timestamps in the description below to jump ahead to your Oracle card reading. I'll see you there. All right, group two, let's see what we have for you for this week. And Ace of Cups, nice. Reversed, but still nice. Ace of Wands, very interesting. Queen of Cups reversed. This is the Page of Swords reversed. And the 10 of Cups reversed at the bottom of the deck with the 9 of Coins. So many cards that we're generally really happy to see, and they're all reversed except for the ace here. Very interesting. Yeah. If you know, you know. I'll put it that way. Okay, give me a second. It's the be patient meme. That's really the crux of this reading. I'm obviously going to break it down more than that, but it's a pretty clear indication. You know, sometimes when and it's funny too, the ace that I associate most with clarity is the Ace of Swords, but the Ace of Wands here being the only upright card in the entire reading, also having, you know, a proverbial third eye, the way it's depicted in this deck here, has a very strong vibe of clarity, of knowing what you have to do, knowing how to do it, but just giving yourself the time to actually do it, which is the message of this Ace of Cups, Queen of Cups combo here. There's a lot of emotion, obviously, like most of these cards are water, and the 10 of Cups reversed in the middle of your cross is a reminder that you can get to Disneyland, and that I often use the metaphor of a road trip to Disneyland as a metaphor, which is why I said that so casually. Anyway, the belief that you can get to Disneyland, and I don't even think that you need a reminder that you're on the right path, because I think of all the things that you need to be told for this week, that is the part that is most obvious to you. I think that the risk for you for this week, group two, is to get lost in thoughts of why hasn't it happened yet. That is the big danger. That sounded way more bleak than I intended it to. I will say that as long as you keep that in mind, it should be possible for you to just be patient, because I have the feeling that the delays will be there no matter what you have to say about it and no matter what you think or how you feel about it. So it's really a question of, do you want to be best prepared to pounce on the opportunity for action once the time to act big comes? Or do you want to just pout and moan and you know, pound your fist on the table and pound your fist on the wall, asking yourself why it hasn't happened yet, you know? And it's funny, I keep veering into depictions of impatience that are far more extreme than I intended to when I started. That's twice in a very short amount of time that I've done it in this reading. So that might actually be more needed for some of you. Just remember that you do, like, with clarity and competence, which you do have, that's the message of the 9 of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck here, then it just becomes a matter of doing the right thing long enough consistently. And learning the lessons that are to be learned in order to make the road easier. And I think part of that comes in the form of being your own best friend. Instead of asking yourself why it hasn't happened yet, ponder how far you've come. And that's what can help you bridge the gap in knowledge to get to Disneyland. Yeah. Honestly, it's very difficult for me to add more. I feel like there's only like 5% of the message left on the table, and I think it won't be worth the time to squeeze it out. So I'm just going to wrap up. Again, it's clear to me and it's clear to you that you know what to do, you know where to go, you know where Disneyland is, and you're on the road that will take you there. And it's just a question of remembering that just because you haven't arrived at Disneyland yet, it's not a you thing, it's a universe thing. You need to give yourself time to actually bring your vision to fruition. And as long as you remain confident in the fact that you are on the right road and you are a competent driver, and that no matter how many freaks there are on the road, that you have everything you need to avoid problems with them, then you should be good. Yeah, so I'm going to wrap that reading up there. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked your reading, please give this video a like. And as always, you can use the timestamps in the description below to jump to your Oracle card section. I'll see you there. All right, group 3, let's see what we have for you for this week. Okay. Ooh, very interesting. Wow, with the 6 of coins at the bottom of the deck. I don't know why. The 6 of wands and the 6 of coins are probably my 2 favorite 6s in the Marseille deck, and they're both here. So, if I were to be biased while reading these cards in any way, that would be how. And hey, when you're coming to a tarot reader, there are worse biases to have than, I'm getting good feelings about this. All right, I'll see you right now. Group 3, this message is, it's one of those that is so simple and straightforward to me that it's difficult for me to say much. Honestly, I almost felt like saying, hey, it's looking like a really good week for you, and leaving it at that. That would be, not good for you, obviously. But yeah, I'm just going to cover these cards really quickly, and then I'm going to explain what I'm going to do. So we have obviously the joy and levity of the sun here. This 6 of wands, knight of wands, sun line right here is fucking awesome, honestly, especially, since I tend to put the bottom of the deck right here, having the 6 of coins like as the afterthought, and also the undercurrent to this whole thing is really nice. So the vibe overall would be one of celebrating a win. And it's funny too, because I often describe the Judgment card as a wake-up call. The trumpet that this angel is blowing in this card, it can be interpreted as either the firing pistol to start a race, or maybe the fireworks to celebrate the win after the fact. And it's difficult for me to tell which one it is, but either way, it's awesome. So what I would say, if you needed to just celebrate on the win, celebrate on the fact that you've earned this victory, and don't focus so much on the things that went wrong, which I think is the only warning of the 5 of Cups here. And by the way, I'm not reading this like the 5 of Cups in the Marseille, in the Rider-Waite-Smith deck. Forget everything you think you know about tarot when it comes to the Marseille. The Rider-Waite-Smith shit came centuries later. But regardless of that, I still think that is the message of the only even card, the only odd pip in this reading, because, yeah, 19 and 20. So anyway, I don't want to get lost in that. Now, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to pull an extra card, not because I need clarity, just because I need something else to talk about. And hopefully what I turn over, which is the 5. Okay, so here's the thing. Don't rest on your laurels. I think the pep talk that I gave you might have been too much, which is what the Five of Wands here is reminding me of. I have the feeling that the Five of Wands was more for me than for you, which is very interesting. And given why I'm turned the card over, it's so obvious. So yeah, actually, this is good. This reminds me of something that is important to know about knights, and which I would have totally omitted had I not turned this card over. The knights are they're the court members that take the energy of their suit out into the world. The knights are the ones that leave the kingdom. Pages, to a lesser extent, you know, depending if you see them as messengers, then obviously a messenger would have to go somewhere to give the message, right? But in the Marseille, pages to me tend to be, I read them more, how can I say this? The aspect of pages that I tend to lean more into is the one of newness and inexperience. That's usually the aspect of pages that I lean into more. But there is a possibility of leaning them as messengers. But anyway, the Knight of Wands here is reminding you that the victory, you need to actually score the winning goal in order to celebrate in the locker room after. So don't, like, for people who needed to be told this, and thank God I was reminded to tell you, oh man, I don't watch football much anymore, but this is a classic mistake that I would see a lot of wide receivers make in football. When your team needs a lot of yards in one play, and you happen to be running in open field, there are no defenders around you, and the quarterback sees you and throws the ball at you, and it's so obvious in your mind that it's a touchdown that you're thinking of the touchdown before you've actually caught the ball. And as a result, you drop the ball, and what would have been an amazing touchdown just is an incomplete pass, and you're literally at the same point where you started. That metaphor is so perfect. I'm just going to end the reading right there. Hit the thumbs up if you liked your reading. And if you don't like jam, I'm pumped up. If you don't want to watch me pick up your reading, you can use the timestamps below to jump ahead a couple seconds. All right, I'll see you at the Oracle card portion. All right, let's see what we have here. I love these four decks working together because there's like a channeling theme. Yeah, let's get right into it. So Group A, your archetype is the networker. This is awesome. Okay, just at the name, I'm already distracted, but I will read the light and shadow attributes anyway. So the light attribute enhances unity through the sharing of information, engenders social awareness and empathy. The shadow attribute conveys information only for personal gain, spreads fear and falsehood. So the spreads fear and falsehood thing is obviously to be ignored. That felt so alien to the three tarot readings that I gave that I won't even dignify it any further. I think for you, the focus on sharing information quickly with people. If you do that, then there is a risk of spreading misinformation. I might have been too quick to dismiss that part, but I think that the reason it felt so alien to me is because I have the feeling that as quickly as you're being encouraged to share useful information with the people around you, I think that your process of vetting the information, even when you're doing so quickly, should be good enough, often enough, and combined with the people that you share it with having their own vetting processes to vet what you give them, I think that the number of false positives should be manageable, let's say. Yeah, I'm going to leave it there. Group B, your Egyptian god is Satet. the god with a message of fruitfulness. I don't know what Setet is the god of, but the message is one of fruitfulness. You're being invited to create something. I don't know what it is, but there are actually two ways to interpret fruitfulness. So, fruit is something that you grow, which was what I was just leaning on, and it's also something that you pick so that you can enjoy. So, no matter which side of that, the fruit journey that you are on, Group B, I think that you're being invited to enjoy the pleasures and to really find as many opportunities for pleasure and joy and fun as you can for this week. And also, for those of you who are more on the planters and the planters and growers of the fruit, to really, in order to help you be patient, think of all the people who will have those moments of joy and pleasure that I just alluded to a couple seconds ago, that you will be the contributor of. You will help those people get all that pleasure. And that can help you bide your time in order to do what you got to do. Ooh, that was perfect. All right, Group C, your angel is Malkuth. Finally, at Sephiroth. So this is the kingdom. Let me just, I'm still going to stare at this, and then I will also explain why I said finally a Sephiroth. Anyway. All right, before I read your card, I just want to explain the way this deck works. There's a card for the Sephiroth and the Kabbalistic Tree of Life, and for the paths. I don't know exactly how the angels map on the paths. That doesn't really matter. But the bottom line is there are twice as many angel cards in this deck as there are Sephiroth cards. So I'm always excited when I pull a Sephiroth like Malkuth. I also have more knowledge to draw from when I read the card. But actually, I'll put it in your face a little to describe the message of this card. You're being invited to hold your vision. Hold your vision in your mind. But also be mindful that that the vision is just a seed. It's going to be difficult for me to get this good. Hopefully, this is a good shot for you. But the inside Malkuth's head is a little seedling with roots. You know, it's not a fully grown tree, but it's still like an entire universe that is contained within his head, you know? And that's what I'm interpreting as holding the vision, holding the big why in your head for this week, because by holding that vision, that's when you can manifest it in reality and serve as inspiration to begin that cycle again for someone else, basically. So yeah, really hold your big why in your head and let that motivate and guide you this week. Group D, your card is the Stag Spirit. Take the lead. Oh, well, that is interesting. I'm not gonna go into the nuances where, for some of you, depending on what your message was, that this might be conflicting, but I think that I'm trusting you to understand if what I just said applies to you. So the general message of this card is to be a leader, to take charge, to go forth, to lean on the knowledge that you've earned the right to make the decisions that you make this week, and just know that people trust you. And sometimes some leadership is leadership by example. I will leave that hanging like that. So yeah, overall, this is looking nice. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, please give this video a like if you haven't done so yet. Thank you so much for watching. Again, you have a great week. I'll see you soon.